now. Okay. So pretty much on the call today, I'm going over, it's more so strategy. I'm going to be moving very, very quickly. But basically I want this to be a precursor and just a showcase in like what we're going to learn in the next couple weeks. I want to go over like some strategic elements you guys can use it during trading while you're trading. You don't need to use all of them. You know, like you can use half of them and still be a successful trader. It all comes down to your personality and your trading style. Like I'm an intraday trader. I like my trades open from like 1 hour, sometimes as little as 15 minutes, like 15 minutes to 4 hours, ideally, sometimes overnight. But I don't like to hold longer than that. Our AI holds it a little bit longer, so that's a completely different thing. But if it's my own manual personal trade, I just want to open for a couple of hours. You know, different traders have different styles. Again, like I'm E-Man in this group holds his trades for like weeks on end. Me, I'd probably pull out my hair because I'd be like, oh, it's in money, cash out. That's it, right? I see the money and I'm like, all right, cool, I'll cash out. That's a problem I always need to work on. And like, first thing about like fixing your problem and like your trading is like identifying the problem and then taking action. You know what I mean? But so basically today I'm going over strategy, different, like a checklist, basically. A few different things down a checklist you can use. Do you need to use all of them? No. Do I use all of them all the time? No. It just depends on the chart, the trend, and all this stuff. I might go over some basics too. Can you just guys type in the chat if you need to go over the basics? And if not, then I'll just skip over that. So, okay, Phoenix says me. Okay, cool. I'll go over it quick. Anybody else that needs to go over the basics? Because if it's just you, Phoenix, I will just send you the basics course after, because it's on the website, but that's okay. I'll go over very, very briefly. I've watched a bunch of things, but you can skim through it. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, sweet. So, here we go. Boom. So this is just a line chart. Okay, ignore all the stuff around. So this is euro versus US dollar. Okay, when you're looking at stocks, if this was a stock like Apple and it grew in value, it would go up, right? But currencies, you can't just trade one currency because like, how are you going to buy? You need to buy out the different currency, basically the exchange rate. When you see it on the news, like on the news, you see, oh, gas went up. Cool. But you're trading gas with your currency. That's the relationship. Same with stocks. You trade a stock for currency, but you don't see it Apple versus the US dollar. You know what I mean? It's just Apple, right? But for currencies, when you're trading it, you need to trade it with something else, right? That's the whole thing of trading. And they are trading in pairs, obviously. This one's the euro versus the US dollar, right? If the euro grows in strength, this chart's going to go up. If the US dollar grows in strength, this chart is going to go down. And the inverse is true too. So if the euro weakens, this will go down. US dollar weakens, this is going to go up. What's it called? And, most of these patterns do repeat themselves within the chart. So it's all about just recognizing that. And, all the strategies I talk about today, it's just a matter of like back testing it. So what that means is like seeing, oh, Matt went over it. A lot of trading strategies will sound dope. They'll sound amazing when somebody explains it to you. But when it comes down to it, it just doesn't work. Okay. What you need to do is back test it, see what you would see back in history and see what you would have done in that situation. That's the smartest thing you can do. If you are brand new to manual trading, please do not go on your live account with real money. Say, hey, I'm going to learn this thing. I threw thousands of dollars at the market trying to learn it. Didn't work. What really worked for me is just going demo for a bit, figuring it out, and then you build up that confidence. Confidence is the main thing with trading. It's going to help you get through those like drawdown situations. Because let's say the market's here, and I think it's going to go up, and it goes down before it goes up, I'll be in drawdown, right? So that's part of it. And like obviously in the Forex market, wherever you, yo guys, can mute your mics. Thank you. What's it called? We're looking to see whether it goes up or down. So if you place a sell position and it goes down, you're going to make money. But if you place a sell position and it goes up, you're losing money, right? And then the inverse is true for the buy. If you obviously think it's going to go up and you buy it and it goes up, you make money. But if it does the inverse, you lose money. And you do that based off of the pip value. So you see these small little numbers on the right-hand side here, the fourth decimal place. So the 1, 2, 4, 2, so the last two, that's like 1 pip. And if you go 1 pip higher, it'd be like 1, 2, 4, 3. That'd be 1 pip. And basically you measure your trades off of pips. Can I delete this indicator? Delete. Okay. So I'm gonna pull out this whiteboard. Where is this? Okay, I can do this. So we are gonna go over market structure. We're gonna go over trends. We're gonna go over trend lines. Probably spelled that wrong. We're gonna go with support resistance, and then some fibs. Okay. I'm gonna skim over these things. So this call may not make any sense, but this call is going to like grow on itself. So the following calls, we're gonna do like a market structure, deep dive. So I'm gonna skim over all of these today, and then as the weeks progress, next week we're gonna do the market structure. Week after, trends. Next, trend lines. But you know, if you are an experienced trader, like Tisha has experience, but she uses a different strategy, she will pick up on this really quickly. So for the advanced people, you're gonna get what you need and you can get out. You honestly don't need to come the rest of the weeks if you kind of understand it. Maybe you're bad at support and resistance, and you come for that one, right? I want to tailor this to everybody's education level. So if you're brand new, you attend all these and you're going to be pretty bulletproof at trading. Okay, market structure. I'm going to stop sharing. Whiteboard, cool. So within market structure, as you see the charts, you know, it's moving in a zigzag pattern and it keeps going up. Obviously it doesn't look like this. It looks a lot more kind of better, or, you know, it zigzags and it goes down. Obviously we see all these things, but with it moving, it doesn't just go straight down or straight up. There is valleys and hills, right? It goes up and down, up and down, up and down. And those are trends and counter trends. So if it's an uptrend, what's going to happen is you're going to have a high, you're going to have a higher low, a higher high, another higher low, and a higher high. Typically, this one, it will never look exactly like this. Okay, and even if it does, it might even sketch you out, and then it's probably going to go the other direction, because like nothing in the market's cookie cutter. This is all theory. You need to apply this, and there's certain key markers you need to look at in order to see if it's an uptrend. So basically, this went up, hit a point, went back down, went back up, went back down. To ensure that you're still in an uptrending market, see where this high is. You need to ensure that this is below this, the next higher low. If it's not, you have a break of structure. So if we have the same thing, it goes up, down, down. We just passed this level. So this could be a break of structure. It could transition to a downtrend and the trend's broken. The reason the trend is very important is because your trades have a 60% better win ratio when you're trading with the trend. There are still counter trends. So don't think just because it's an uptrend, oh yeah, Matt was telling me I have 60% chance of winning my trade. If you don't look at anything else except for the trend, you will fall in that 40%, lose all your trades, because you still have these counter trends, these little lines that go back down, and these little lines can be very big sometimes. Those little lines can span literally to the start of the trend. Go here, it can go up, right? It can go all the way down here, right? Go all the way up and go all the way down. So you can go for a wild ride. Don't think just because you're on the trend, it's like, oh, I can't lose a trade. You're not bulletproof in that sense. Then if we're looking at a downtrend, right? Going down, we have a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. And then again, it follows the same rule. But will it look exactly like this? No. Okay, so we're gonna look at this in the actual market. All right, I'm gonna unshare my screen. And you guys, if you have questions, please shoot them in the chat. You know, I will answer any questions that we do have. Okay. Euro USD just had a massive, massive, massive push in the market. So it was more of an abnormal push. You know, I'm still scratching my head at what happened, but we can go off what happened. But basically, okay, first thing you want to do when you're trading, figure out where the overall trend is. I'm on the daily time frame, which means each of these sticks is 1 day, okay? I want to figure out where the trend is going. So I want to see what an easy way to tell where it's going is with the trend line, okay? And this is an oversimplification. So if I was trading, I would not do this, but I'm just doing this for the purpose of the call to oversimplify it for newbies in the chat. Okay, I'm gonna go to the highest point, go from wick to wick, and go forwards, okay? The general direction of this is downwards. So I can assume that it's a downtrend. But again, this is a blanket statement. It may not be a downtrend because this can still break. This can still break, go through, and keep going up, right? So you cannot just sell it right now thinking it's going to go down. It does look like a promising sell, but there still is a lot of other factors in order to take that sell position. Anyways, so just going off the market structure, you know, we can see this is our high, and then we have a lower low, lower high, and then we have this. We have it's consolidating basically in that little zone. So consolidation is when it just goes within a range. You see right here, this little box. This little box, it's not trending. There's that mini trend. It goes bottom, top, bottom, top, bottom, top, but you're still not going anywhere. This is a very dangerous spot to trade in, but it depends what kind of trader you are. You see, I'm on the daily time frame, right? If I change my time frame and I go, let's see, go on the hour 4. So this is my consolidation zone. It's basically a lot spread out now, a lot more spread out. So this is my consolidation zone that I just drew out, this little box here. Then you can, there's still a lot of pip potential here. You know, if you sold it at the top, took it at the bottom, that's what, 200 pips, right? And like, if you're trading, like normally if on a $100 account, you could have made 20 bucks, right? You could have made what, 20% on your account. If you took this on a normal low, like not a low risk, but this is like a standardized risk. This is not a risky trade at all. You could have made 20% on your account. A lot of traders say this, oh, if you just sold it at the top and took your profit at the bottom, you would have made a lot of money. Well, like, no shit. Like, that's what everybody says. It's the easiest thing to say. Like, oh yeah, you could have sold it right at the top here, and then you could have took your profit right at the bottom. Realistically, you would not be entering this until like about here, right? And then me, when I'm the type of trader, I'd take profit here after this push. Sometimes even after the first push. Quick 24 pips. I use higher leverage, so that's fine for me. But I probably would have held this one overnight. I would have cashed out 75 to 80 pips, which is still a good trade. On a $1,000 account, that's like $80. So it's, 8%, which isn't bad just for one trade. Did it keep going down? Yes. You can still place more orders once you have an order open. Here, I'm pulling up the chat. I don't know where it went. Let me stop the share. There it is. So in that consolidation scenario, day to day, it's probably better to scalp to make a few here and there, which is what you're saying, because it's dangerous seeing it currently day to day. Yeah, so basically that's not even a scalp, because this trade, I forget who asked that, I think it was Pat or maybe Phoenix, I don't know. This trade, look, it'll tell me, this trade would have taken me 2 days and 20 hours. So this is very zoomed out still. So this trade would have taken me two whole days, right? That's still like a long-term trade. I came in saying I like to hold my trades like, overnight sometimes. So like, let's zoom it into the hour one, right? A scalp, you're holding the trade maybe like, I don't know, maybe like an hour or something, not even. Hour like max if you're really scalping. But let's take this zone, right? So I'm gonna take my ruler. Let's say I want to go here. That's probably where I would have entered. Still 20 hours. That's a good like day and then sleep cycle, right? That's usually how long the length of my trades are. I'll look at it the next morning and see what's going on, because Euro moves during the London session, which is like 4 a.m. our time in Canada. So you need to be able to trade what trades within the corresponding market. So FOREX markets hours. FOREX trading sessions, yeah. That's what it is. Sorry, guys. I forget the name of stuff too. Yeah, there's a Google image of it. Basically, you don't need to follow this, but this is when the sessions overlap, that's when you can get the most volatility and there's the most volume in the markets. That's the most market participants that are like trading. So it's the smartest idea to trade then. Let me zoom in here. Oh, can I go over? Yes. Where'd it go? Oh my gosh. Where did this go? Sorry, guys. Okay, this is a very standardized graphic. Okay, so you see from AM to 12, this is not in Eastern time. basically this is like 4 a.m. right here when London, New York. So yeah, sorry, London session starts right at this point. Okay, this is right at 3, and it overlaps from 8 to 12. So you have this zone where Euro USD is the best because New York, right? Everything opens standardized, normal time at 8 a.m. and London session shutting down. So in this overlap right here, that's where you have the most volume for Euro USD because London is where Europe, New York is where the US. So those two currency pairs are going to have the most transactions during that day. The banks are going to be making the most transactions during that time. So you're going to see the most movement. So that's why I will like wake up and see how my trades are doing because I wake up anywhere from 8, usually 8, 9, 10, hopefully. If I had a bad night, kind of might wake up later, but that's what it is. So you need to place your trades knowing what you're doing. If I was a scalper, if I was just a pure scalper, I would just trade New York session because New York, that includes Canada and the US. So you can trade USD CAD while both of those pairs are trading, while both of those banks are open and be able to cash out. Because again, there's more market participants, there's more volume, there's more movement. What you don't want to do is trade a dead market just because there's going to be no movement, nothing to do there, right? This chat is killing me. It keeps on popping up. Sorry. Day-to-day, a few minutes scalp to 1 hour max. Yeah. Scalping, if you know how to do it, is very, very good. But if there's a big impulse move, like big candle, boom, there's your account. It depends on how much leverage you have, but I don't know. Most of you guys aren't putting like thousands into an account. So if you're just doing huge leverage and on a small account, very, very easy to just boom, blow it. You know what I mean? So does it work? Yes. Do I recommend it? Honestly, no, for the beginner, because you're mostly trading off indicators. And unless you're really tuned in with those indicators, it's very, very difficult to get an accurate entry with the indicators. People have varying success with it though. Tisha and other people like Ray do use indicators, and I've looked at them myself. But for me, it just didn't work. And that's the thing, guys. You may trade like me, you may not. That's why we have different educators in this chat. One day we might get Tisha to come on here and spill the secret sauce that Ray gives with indicators. You never know, right? But those are the sessions in and itself. Where is my little text? I want to see what I want to go over next. Any questions about trends and market sessions? And if not, then yeah, just Google what I pulled up. It's like the FOREX trading sessions, and then search up your time zone. So I'm Eastern, so it's EST. If you're Pacific, type in PST, and then it'll move the times for that. And just it's going to be a lot easier to just go off of your own trade, your own schedule, because most of you guys probably aren't full-time traders, right? So you're at work, you're at school, you're doing whatever. I mean, right now it's Corona, so you might be at home, but try to integrate this into your life. If you're just I had a buddy of mine that woke up at he would go to bed early, wake up in the middle of the night and trade, and then go back to bed. For me, that's not reasonable. I can't pull myself out in the middle of my sleep cycle, and it's honestly not healthy at the end of the day, right? I don't want to go all science on you guys, but sleep is like baking a cake or baking bread. You can't just bake it halfway and then wait 30 minutes and then bake it again. It just won't work.
Yeah,
so.
I agree. And I find that it skews the way you think, right?
Yeah.
Because you're and you guys, you need to
Mm-hmm.
focus when it comes to trading. Because at the end of the day, people blow their accounts because they're just not focused. That's it.
You need laser focus, and then you need to be in the right mindset. People ask me, Matt, why don't you trade as much? So right now I'm doing other stuff besides trading. I do put in trades here and there, but not as often as I usually do. When I'm scatterbrained and I have a ton of stuff going on, I don't want to look at the markets and force myself to take a trade. The rules that I use to actually take a trade, I would look and say, I'd be stupid to not take this trade. This is how bulletproof, how black and white, how easy this trade is to take. I'm going to take it. I'm not going to sit there and convince myself for 30 minutes. Yeah, this might be a good trade if all these things come to fruition. You know what I mean? I just wait and see, if I didn't take this trade, man, I'm going to really regret it. And totally. Yeah, exactly. So what's it called? You don't want to be, A, lack of sleep, B, you have a ton of stuff going on in your life. You have I don't know, some emotional stuff going on. You want to take away emotion. You want to take fear of loss away. That's the hardest thing. So when I put in money into a FOREX account, I'm listen, I'm already thinking, how am I going to make it back? Okay, what do I need to do to make this money back? So in my head, I've already lost it. And it sounds stupid to say because obviously we're not putting money in our Forex accounts to blow it, but I don't want to be emotionally attached to that money. If I lose 500, I lose 500. Obviously, I am not trading to lose money. Or else I wouldn't be on this call. I'd just be like watching Netflix or something. There'd be no point to this whole group chat for just trading here to blow money, right? But, you can't be emotionally attached to money. So that being said, you can't trade your rent money. You can't trade this. You can't trade that. If you're really dependent on this money and you need it month to month, do not trade. This isn't for you. I'll tell you that right now. Learn for free until you have a little bit of excess capital thrown in the markets. Do it. You know what I mean? Is $100 going to make you rich? No. But is it good to practice with? Yes. What I did is like go demo, go small account, small leverage until you're consistent, and then you can grow it. Emmanuel, for the longest time, he had like a $200-300 account, and like he grew it, and into the thousands, right? So that's the best way of going about it. And yeah, like it'll teach you patience. Like you need to be very disciplined and very consistent with trading. It's not just like, oh yeah, I'll just throw some money at it. Yeah, I'll come on Matt's call and just like, I might mark up the chart later. I might focus on what he's saying, and I might make some money. You really got to put a consistent effort into this, because the odds of you being a successful trader are very, very low. If we're gonna look at it black and white, it's like less than 5% in order to actually be a successful trader. 95% of traders lose all their money, like just that, right? So those people aren't dedicated. They are not, consistent. They hit one obstacle and they're like, oh, I guess I'm not a trader, right? So you got to keep going at it and, be relentless with your efforts. So that's going to keep you really laser focused. What else is going to go over here? Trend lines. Yes. Okay. So trend line, as you guys seen, I drew it. So imagine this spike wasn't here. Okay. Let's just say, or some of this wasn't here. Basically, the best way to draw a trend line is you're going to go from one candlestick to the next candlestick and to the future. So just like that, I'm going to extend it, okay? And I'm going to do the same thing on the bottom, okay? What I'm going to do, first candlestick, I might zoom in here. Oops, wrong way. And then the reason we have the group chat, guys, is to keep you guys consistent, like consistent on the charts every day. You can even check in the group chat. Hey guys, I'm on the charts today. What's going on? How's everybody else's trades? What are you guys seeing? If you post results, please tell us if it's demo, because like if I post it on Instagram, I don't want people asking me, oh, is it demo or live? I'd really like to make the disclaimer. Anyways, but boom, right? So I see my trend lines up into the future. So we look right now, if we take our box example from here, so I'm just going to draw this box so I can stop drawing it out, okay? So we take our box example, right? We're going to go, cool. What do you think the next move is from here? Just black and white. What do you think will happen if we're just looking at this and you can tell me in 2 seconds? Type in the chat what you think is going to happen to this currency pair. In the chat, guys, there's tons of you guys. What do you guys think? There's no wrong answer. I'm not going to ridicule you like, oh, you guessed the wrong way. Sophony, yeah, Richard, the wolf down. Yeah, okay, so sync. Exactly, Miguel knows. So, right? So we have these lines laid out. If we're looking at this black and white, and as I said, the market's not black and white, so it's very dangerous to do this, but just like follow my train of thought here, right? Logically, it's not going to go down as fast as it went up. I will tell you that for free. I have honestly not seen it go up this quick ever. Crazy. Like it did here, but there was little retraces. You see how it went up, down, up. This whole push was all up. Crazy. Very not typical. Anyways, so we're probably going to see a downward move, down a bit. And then when it hits this line, what do you think is going to happen? It might go up. It might pinball, right? Oh, it says we got 10 minutes left. Uh-oh. I might send a second link, so we will see. Oh, actually, I can't. I got to get on another call. Okay, we got to smash this out. So anyways, it's going to pinball back and forth, right? And then at the end, this is like a typical chart pattern. If you check our website in the resources and under technical analysis, there is a chart pattern guide. It's infographics guide. I spent hours putting it together. I would like you guys to use it. Reason I did it, because I said, what would I use if I was a brand new trader? What could I use? I put out a definitions list that's 20 pages and 20 pages of infographics. It took me hours to put together. I don't care if you guys use it, but it will help your success on the charts tenfold. Just because you can easily lay it out. It's a cheat sheet. In school, you can't cheat. Trading, you have your book out. You can have the PDF on your phone. You just pull it out. Yeah, that looks like that. You can put in the chart. Hey, Matt, does this look like a pennant? I will tell you yes. No, I love chart patterns. I use them all the time. They are very tricky.
A very big bird.
Curtis, what do you think? Oh, sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, don't worry. I thought you were asking a question. Yeah, guys, try to keep the questions in the chat. Anyways, chart patterns are very tricky just because sometimes they lie to you. Sometimes you say, oh yeah, that looks like this. And then you're like trying to make it that. And then boom, it goes in the other direction. Why? Just because it wasn't a strict pattern. You need to be very, very strict when it comes to the patterns. I'll even show you. Okay, so on the website, I will show you right quick. So then we go free resources. These are all here, free to the public. Like, let's go. Trading technical analysis. When you download it, boom, it's a zip folder. You can zip it on your phone and unzip it, and everything's in there. There's tons of stuff in here, tons of knowledge, more than I can ever go over on the calls. I can only go over so much, guys, before you guys fall asleep, you know? I'm just joking. But anyways, that's there. So I encourage you guys to download it. Support and resistance. It is, how much time we have? How much time we have? Let's see. Where is it? 7 minutes. Okay, I can go over support and resistance quickly, okay? But trend lines, understand you connect it from wick to wick. So that's that little wick there. The little stick hanging out, you connect it there because that's the highest point. If I go on a line chart, oh, that's close price. Line, you can sometimes go over line price. I found it over the years, candlesticks more accurate because that's the highest point. The line chart goes over closed price. So where that body starts, where it starts to go thick. I will go over candlesticks on the next call as well because they're very important what they go over. It depends what pair you trade. The candlesticks will show you a lot on how to trade that pair. If those candlesticks are very long, you need to be very patient with your entry or else you're gonna get burned or go into serious drawdowns when you're entering. And you need to be very careful with how you trade because there can be a fake break. So if you're trading a pair with huge wicks, what can happen is it can go through this, look like it's going up, and you're like, man, I'm about to cash out. It just broke the trend, and then it's a wick. It goes straight down, and then boom, hits your stop loss. You just lost money. So that's why you can be very careful about which pairs you trade. And again, practice, practice, practice. Stick to one pair. Practice one pair. Know everything about it. Know exactly where it is every time of day. Know what trends it's in. You know, have tons of markups on it. Be obsessed with one pair. You know, for me, for a while, it's GBP AUD. At one point, I was getting into trades with half a pip of drawdown. So in reference, if I was entering like $1,000 trade, that would be like $5 in drawdown. Put that in perspective. That is crazy. You know, that's one of my best trades, but literally hit my markup to a T. Why? Because I'm obsessed with one pair. There were better pairs to trade, but my markups, my strategy, everything was very, very good with that pair. So I just stuck with it. Eventually it fizzled out. The sentiment changed. I couldn't use my strategy anymore on it, so I cycled on to other pairs. But that being said, you may need to switch pairs in the future. I was using Euro USD for a little bit. Maybe 2 years back, it just started trading weird, so I just switched to GBP AUD. Anyways, support and resistance. I will go over the very, very basics of it. Basically, and this is just a bit of a tease for next week. It's not the full thing, just because this is another concept that's very, very deep and understand that you need to understand. But basically, you can see that the market, you can almost split it up with lines. You can see that the market bounces off these lines. And this is general. I'm just kind of botching these trend lines right now, or these support and resistance lines right now. But you can see this one, it bounces off there, bounces off there, bounces off there, bounces, right? Bounces and hits underside of it, keeps going. Basically, the easiest way to understand trend lines, it's like it's a kind of bouncy ball. It hits the ceiling and then it hits the floor. And usually before it breaks a trend line, or a trend line as well. This is true for trend lines, but it will break through it and then it'll tap it again before it goes down again. There are positives to support and resistance. There are negatives to support and resistance. The market, again, is not cookie cutter. You cannot just predict what's going to happen. You can't just draw two lines. Yeah, it's going to hit this one, then it's going to hit this one, right? It's not just like you can't predict it to the very smallest point. You can, but there is going to be a little bit of margin of error just because, you know, you're not perfect. And the market's not cookie cutter. So there is a more advanced way of doing support and resistance that we will go over next week. I don't want to start it because I know I won't be able to finish it. And I want you guys to have a deep understanding of it. just because like this is advanced stuff and I don't want a million questions in the chat. I'd rather go over all of it next week. But with that being said, this is recorded. So if I went too fast for you, you can watch it over on YouTube. I will upload it and you can just cycle through, keep going through. Oh, this. I know a lot of you guys may not have questions now, but later on tonight, tomorrow night, when the market opens, if you have questions, just say, hey, Matt, you said this on the call and I was looking on YouTube and sorry, I don't get that part. I don't understand when you said, oh, the trend lines, how you connect them. I will show you on a chart, right? And, you know, it's, to me, it's very simple because I've been doing it for so long, but for you guys, obviously it won't be simple just because like this is the first time you're seeing it. Or again, if this is your first time seeing it, it won't be very simple. So it seems simple in nature. A lot of the strategies seem very, very simple, but they're very easy to get wrong. So don't be shy, guys. Post screenshots in the chat. Say, hey, Matt. Hey, Manuel. Hey, you can even say, hey, guys. You know, I'm not the only one in the chat that knows how to trade. There are other individuals. I know it is my group chat, mine and Manuel's group chat, sorry. But, you know, there's people in there that know how to trade too. So whoever can get back to you as soon as they can, they will. That's kind of why I wanted to build that free community because I noticed that there wasn't anywhere to, you know, trade or whatever. So, you know, we built it up. But, you know, we are having people hop on the course. You know, I did update the website for the course as well. So if you guys do want to grab the course, some shameless promotion. No, I'm kidding. I just updated the website and I'm excited. There's VIP course. And then now, is it going to come up? Yeah, I didn't publish it. Hey, there it is. So the PayPal join link. So if you do want to buy the course, it's there. But, you know, you can buy it. You don't have to. You know, we're going to have calls and everything, right? But I just link already. Can you resend the link for that website? Yeah, so it's thetradingteam.ca. That's the website. I'll link it in the chat as well. You're gonna have everything there. But that's the whole thing, guys. I wanted to build a community because like being a trader is super lonely. You know, you might post your charts on Facebook, Instagram, and they might have some people hit you up. But you know, building a community is probably the best thing you can do, just because you have a community of like-minded people to hold each other accountable. The worst thing is saying, yeah, I'm gonna start this thing, and then kind of fizzles out because you lost motivation. But if you see, you know, people that have been doing it for a while cashing out, and you're like, oh man, I want to be like Manuel. You know, he's killing it. Oh, I want to be like Matt. You know, Matt made this much, and it's going to keep you excited. Been researching the heck out of trends, figuring out the past, and seeing what your almost perfect entry and exit points are the most difficult part. Yeah, you're never gonna have perfect entry and exit, so you can get that right out of your mind. It's got to be the best you can go, and just that's it. You know, you got to make it the best you can possibly be, and you know, it can be perfect, but whenever you're searching for perfection, then like you're never gonna hit it. That's the biggest thing. I'm never a perfectionist. I just do it as best as I can. And obviously, like I'm not gonna say, oh, I lost $500. That's the best I can do. Like, no, it's stupid. But like within reason, right? Guys, the course is golden, so cheap. Yeah, exactly. There's course that costs thousands to go over the same thing. So it's like it is cheap. Yeah, the best. That's why I wrote almost perfect. Okay, yes. You want an almost perfect entry. Okay, it says there is less than 1 minute on the call. So if you have questions about anything I went over, wait till I post this on YouTube, go over it one more time just in case, and ask your questions in the group chat. All right. I hope you guys had a good call and see you guys in the group chat. All right.